Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my thought for the day, my guidepost, my signpost. I call it that many different things. I've gone back to 2006 for today's poem. It's called Keep Believing, and it goes like this. The resources of the universe are around you and within. You gain access to all you need by faith and knowing you'll win. The unseen orders the fabric of life, and all we know, the power to arrange things, is never put on show. It's in the esoteric, it's in the things of the spirit that your life becomes abundant and all good things you inherit. Take action and pursue all your deep desires, but keep your conscience clear and don't believe the liars who tell you that it's pie in the sky. Leave them to their fate. For us who are not greedy, we can have cake on our plates while we wait. So this is me talking to myself. I wrote a lot of poems back then to say, this is a big change in my life. I've gone from being somebody who works for an employer to being a life coach. I'm training to be a life coach. I'm going out into the deep. It's uncharted waters for me, and although I have been self-employed before, I've never been a coach before, and I'm just really concerned about keeping faith, that you've made the right choice, that you're doing the right thing. And I'm encouraging myself with this poem. The resources of the universe are around you and within, and we tend to see ourselves as just Joe nobody from down the street, and yet we have everything within us. We are the personification of the divine. We are we have access to everything within the universe, and we aren't alone in whatever we're called to do. There is the resources, there's the higher self or God or the universe speaking to you in the pit of your stomach if you listen. There's a communion going off there to help you to do whatever you've been called to do. You gain access to all you need by faith and knowing you'll win. There's a certainty about faith which says, I'm going to win. This is going to work out for me. And it's still this sort of trepidation, but this is what I've been listening to for like 15, 20 years before I became a life coach. So it was that positivity that it's right. Well, you believe all that stuff, don't you, Andrew? You've got to put it into practice now. The unseen orders the fabric of life and all we know. So there's something behind the scenes that is benign, that is looking after each one of us. And with faith, that's okay. You can believe that that's true. The power to arrange things is never put on show. You think that there are other people and other forces at work that are in control, but love's in control. And your purpose in being here, your individuality, your calling, all of that is it's somehow negated by, oh well, there's this person at work, he's in charge of us, or there's this councillor, or there's this elected official, or there's the Queen, or whatever. There is no real power in them. It's all smoke and mirrors. This is the true power to arrange things, never put on show. They never say, look at me, how powerful I am. That isn't what the universe does, but that is what people do when they get power. And then the poem says, it's in the esoteric, it's in the things of the spirit that your life becomes abundant and all good things you inherit. So it's like saying, stop concentrating your eyes on the outside world, start concentrating on the inside, because that's where the power to do what you've been called to do is from. You're not going to get it from the outside, you need it from the inside. Take action and pursue all your deep desires, but keep your conscience clear and don't believe the liars. It's so difficult when your family, it's a strong word, is liar, but they're telling you something that is not true for you, maybe true for them. It's not that they're lying in that sense, but for you, if you listen to it, it'll drag you down. You shouldn't be doing that. Get yourself a proper job. I've never heard of a life coach. What's one of them? That sounds like a load of nonsense to me. You don't want to get yourself involved in something like that. So to me, that's a lie. I can't accept it, because I'm taking this new journey. I'm going down this new path, and I'm not getting the kind of verbal support that I would have liked to have had. You know, I would say to people, you know, when it's your thing, I try and get on board with it and use my words to support you in it, even though I might never want to do that myself. I always try to be the encourager and saying, yeah, you can do that, I believe in you. And rather, when you hear people saying, you just need to stop talking this nonsense, Andrew, and get yourself a proper job. You've done so well for so long, why don't you just get back into what you were doing before? So don't believe the liars who tell you that it's pie in the sky. It's like people who don't have this similar kind of faith to me. I'm not saying they don't have any faith at all, but they don't have this same faith that I have. They can't see it. They just see it's, you're talking, what's the word? There's a word for it. Where you live in cloud cuckoo land, it's pie in the sky what you're talking about. Yes, it would be lovely if the world was like that, Andrew, but it's not. So the poem says, those who tell you it's pie in the sky, leave them to their fate. For us who are not greedy, we can have cake on our plates while we wait. So it's saying, if you have faith, the poem's saying to me, I'm talking to myself in the poem, that as long as you have faith, you don't have to be a grasper. You don't have to run after things. They'll come to you, and it's not pie in the sky. It's actually the opposite of pie in the sky. It's cake on your plate while you wait. Anyway, I don't know if I've explained that well enough, but no doubt you'll give me your appraisal now, Catherine.
Yeah, explained it really well. Thank you, Andrew. I would just like to say that you're just a leader. That's to me is not a leader as such that pronounces themselves, but by just doing and being, you're just showing people that there is another way. There's a possibility to follow your heart's desire, and not settle for just second best. In some cases, people do settle for second best, and it can seem like sort of change can seem really daunting for people, but by doing it, you're going against what people advise, because that's their projection of what they would see you as. You've got to do what you see you as, and they're your mistakes to make, and they're your glories as well. So, and I believe that everybody should just allow people to have their, you can guide if it's asked, and you can guide by leading, which I believe that poem, sort of tells us what that is, and just following your own path. It's like walking in flow, isn't it? It's just like being in flow, knowing that you're guided by it, and taking that belief and that knowing, and just when the mind kicks in and the mind starts to say, oh, what about if this happens, and what about if that happens, then it's like sort of overriding your mind and just going with flow, knowing that God has your back, basically, and that you will be fine. So yeah, that's what I got from that, and I think you explained it really well.
Yeah. So yeah, the trepidation of taking your own life in your own hand. Change is coming. Constant change is here to stay. Nothing remained the same. That's the effect of the kaleidoscopic duality. It's the pieces all fall into a different shape or a different pattern, and the colours are in different orders all the time. And you can either be subject to those changes, or you can effect the changes yourself. You can decide, this is the way I want my life to be. It might not work out for you. You might put all your efforts into doing something, and it might all fall flat on its face. But does it really matter if you are being fulfilled as an individual in doing things your own way, of exerting your own sovereignty in life? And what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, you could die. But you're going to die one day anyway. So wouldn't it be better to die doing something that you really love than something that you hate? So those are the kind of thoughts that I've had for 15 years, 20 years before I actually finally took the plunge and signed up for the course and became a coach and became a master coach. And it was like, my choice to do that. And I'm saying that I wasn't supported. I was supported, but I wasn't supported with the kind of phrases that I'm used to giving out. You know, I'm extremely, I think that if I was to give myself a name, it would be Barnabas, son of encouragement. Fred Flintstone's friend Barney, oh, it'll be all right, Fred, you'll see. And that's who I am. You know, when I listen to what people are going through and I suggest, have you done this? Yeah. Have you done that? Yeah. This is all my life. This isn't just because I've been trained as a coach. Have you tried that? No, I haven't. That's a really good thought. That I never thought of that. Yeah, thanks for that, Andy. You know, they're on the way. People have sought me out from the age of 17, and I try to become them in my thoughts. You know, what would I do in that situation? And that isn't to say that they have to do what I say. It's up to them. They make a decision based on what I've said to them. But I am trying to be encouraging and say, yeah, you've got this. You can sort this out. You can do this. And then the rubber hits the road, because now you've actually a ship is safe in harbour, but that's not what ships are supposed, you know, they're supposed to be on the open sea. So I've got all this faith-inducing positivity over 15, 20 years of reading and listening to stuff and what have you. Then it's okay. Your boat's finally sailed. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to effect it? Anyway, I'll read my poem again, and I'll end the inspirational bit of today. Keep believing. The resources of the universe are around you and within. You gain access to all you need by faith and knowing you'll win. The unseen orders the fabric of life, and all we know, the power to arrange things, is never put on show. It's in the esoteric, it's in the things of the spirit, that your life becomes abundant and all good things you inherit. Take action and pursue all your deep desires, and keep your conscience clear, and don't believe the liars who tell you that it's pie in the sky. Leave them to their fate. For us who are not greedy, we can have cake on our plates while we wait. Namaste.